Hello everyone and welcome to the review. Today is January 13th, 2010. My name is Chima Burey and I'm the instructor for the New York session here at Traders Haven. Wanted to review a couple of trades that we took today. I had a very successful day. Wanted to share that with you. We took a few trades in this session. Our first trade was actually a short on the euro dollar. Using a couple different methods, we anticipated that the initial strength of the euro this morning would fade and weaken, and the dollar would subsequently begin to strengthen. A couple reasons why. One, we had a trend line test here, and next we actually used a Gartley pattern that concluded at the 382 of the larger move downward, or the initial dollar strength that started some time ago. So I'm going to zoom out and show you guys that, where we used our Fibonacci ruler and we actually measured the entire move starting from here downward, and we actually measured the retracement point of where price would come up to. So we measured from the high point to the low point, and then we saw that there was a lot of convergence in this area. We use a Gartley method, A, B equals C to D. So with that convergence at that area, we took a short this morning in anticipation of the dollar strength. After our trade, price flirted around with that area a little bit longer, and it eventually started to come in our favor, as you can see here. So currently, we actually hit a few areas of support so far, which we seem to be breaking. Currently our trade is in profit about 62 pips. Our first target area where you could release a third or half of your trade if you like would be the 21 moving average here, or we do have a trend line level a little bit further down to where I would be looking to take a little bit more of the profit. However, this trade is in profit. We have the potential of making about 100 pips on this particular trade. The trade is now free because we've moved our stop to break even. So this is a very, very, very good trade for us. Our risk reward on this trade was not even 10 pips, and we have the potential of making about 100 pips. But so far we're up about 60 pips. A portion of our profit has been taken at this support level here, and we're looking for this trade to continue to strengthen. The next trade that we got into was actually the euro yen trade. Now this is a very interesting trade this morning. Let me zoom out a little bit and show you guys one of the reasons for us taking this trade. We also had a Gartley pattern that completed around this resistance area. However, we had a break of this trend line that had been in place since the 17th of December earlier this week. So what normally happens when we see a break of the trend line, we see a retest of that which was once support level and now became resistance. We normally see a retest and then a continuation or a follow through, or what we call a retest and then failure. So this trend line had been in place since the middle of December, and as we see the break, we anticipate, because this is how price action normally operates, we anticipate the retest and we prepare ourselves for that. So upon the retest, we sold, and now this particular trade, let me zoom in so you can follow along as well. This particular trade, we're in considerable amount of profit as well. So we anticipate some continuation and follow through on this trade. From this trade, we're currently in about 56 pips in profit as well. So this area, we still have some support areas that we would have to fight through. At any one of these areas, you can look to take a portion of your profit, but obviously this trade is now a free trade because our stop is now moved to break even. So you can take profit here, you can take profit here, or you can anticipate a further continuation. However, at either point, the trade is now profitable. So in this trade, that's another 50 or so pips. Our next trade that we looked at was actually the pound dollar. We started to see some strength in the euro dollar, and we anticipated that we should start looking for some weakness in the run-up for the pound this morning as well, and we came across some tweezer tops. So on our hourly chart, as you can see here, we see a little bit of price exhaustion that ended up happening here. We entered into the trade, and our first level of resistance was about 25 pips. Price action has actually moved a total of about 34 pips, but our first level of support, is here about 24, 25 pips. Price, we do anticipate price to continue downward. However, prices move enough into profit to where our stop area or our risk on the trade was actually only 15 pips. So our stop has now moved to break even. If price comes back up, at least we've taken a portion of the trade and the rest of the trade is now free. So we anticipate a continuation. Price is starting to look like it's exhausted. If not, the trade is free. If it does continue downward, then we have put ourselves in a very, very, very good position to collect some pips. Now, the other trade that happened is based on the same principle of a break and retest. So at the end of the session, we saw that price, just like the euro yen, was moving higher to test a previous level. So what we did is, I moved to our hourly chart, we zoomed in a little bit and we were looking for the exhaustion as well. And as you can see on our 4-hour chart, on this pound yen chart, price came back and retested the trend line in which it broke. So earlier this week, it broke the trend line. We actually made quite a bit of money on this trade as well. We actually took the trade from here to here and then down to here. So price came back up and tested or retested this level. I saw it as a great opportunity for us to enter into another short. We took this trade, and so far this trade is currently in about 50 pips of profit. So obviously the risk reward on this trade, as you can see, was only about 15 pips. So this trade is now for free. We anticipate a little bit of follow through. However, this is a 4-hour chart. This is a very good indication. This chart is getting ready to close sometime soon, or this candle, is getting ready to close sometime soon. I anticipate a follow through. However, if that does not happen, at least we made a proper decision, and we have now moved our stop loss to break even. So hopefully these trades will continue on. We're in quite a bit of profit, so anyone at any given time can also be able to take their profits at their leisure. As you can see on our hourly chart, we've started to hit some levels of support. Here we have our 8 moving average and also our 89. So any one of these levels you could have taken some profit if you want to hold on and continue on to see if we can get through the woods here. Great trade opportunity here. So we had a very good morning this morning. Hopefully you guys can join us soon in the New York session. Look forward to seeing you there. Bye-bye.